Last time, Gohan was finally able to come home, although Goku and his group are trapped out in space now, being drawn into the Frieza Force base. But it's fine, they'll be able to defeat Frieza and make it back home perfectly okay, right? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part 5 of What If Raditz Took Gohan. Once their ship is forced to land, Goku, Vegeta, and Nappa are taken right to Frieza, especially because Vegeta and Nappa are there. It definitely piques the interest of the soldiers, as well as Frieza himself, hearing that the Saiyans have returned and there's an extra one there, and he looks suspiciously like that one that was seen on that base before. It's all starting to come together. It makes a ton of sense. The Saiyans are working together after all, just like Frieza expected. Whoever this mysterious Saiyan is, he somehow is tied to Gohan, as well as Vegeta and Nappa now. But why were they coming here right now of all times, and why did Gohan just mysteriously disappear? It's all connected, and Frieza's gonna get to the bottom of it. He was gonna train Gohan to be a loyal soldier to him. He knows the Saiyans can be quite powerful, and from what he's seen of Gohan, that kid did have some good potential. And he seems to not be too loyal to the other Saiyans. Frieza's plan was to actually just kill the other Saiyans. Once Gohan was strong enough, he alone would have more power than the other three combined, and he'd be a perfect replacement. Also, another option was to just kill all the 4 Saiyans. Seemingly now 5 Saiyans. But Frieza introduces himself to Goku, wanting to know more about him and where he's from, as well as his tie to that other Saiyan, Gohan. Goku simply laughs this off, telling Frieza that Gohan's returned home safely. His son's back in safe hands. Wait, his son? He thought that was Raditz's kid. But it's all starting to make sense now. Goku's surprised that Raditz actually did cover for Gohan, or at least cover for him, making sure that Frieza didn't know about Goku's existence. And he still does wonder where Raditz is, not that he's too concerned. The Saiyans are still kind of his enemies after all. But he wants to know what Frieza had planned for Gohan and Raditz. What happened with them? Well, since they're all gonna die here anyways, Frieza might just tell them. Zarbon and Midoriya were sent to kill Raditz. They're honestly not sure if he made it out alive or not. Probably not though. As for Gohan, he was actually perfectly okay, up until now where he just randomly disappeared. Which confuses Vegeta and Nappa too. Goku doesn't seem too concerned, he seems to know that Gohan's gone too, but how did he just disappear? They don't know about the Dragon Balls, especially not Namek's. So Goku has to come up with a quick lie. He says he had a friend help Gohan escape, but that friend is one who can't fight. He's just gonna leave it at that, even though Vegeta, Nappa, and Frieza want more explanation. But Frieza just kinda cuts it off because he doesn't care anymore. He's just glad to know that he was right. All these Saiyans are turning against him, giving him more than enough reason to just kill them right now. Of course he could have done that before, but he wanted to see how things turned out. Especially because he wanted to know more about that mysterious Saiyan that showed up on his base randomly. They'll find Raditz soon enough too. Even if he is still alive, he might have just probably clawed his way back to base to heal. It won't be too hard to track him down too. He turns to Zarbon, Midoriya, and the other soldiers, giving them a pretty simple order. Execute these 3 Saiyans. That Saiyan Goku, Kakarot, or whatever his name is, he took part in killing Frieza Force soldiers. Vegeta and Nappa, well, they were trying to start a mutiny against him, and even betrayed him by joining that enemy Goku. And the soldiers carry out this order with pleasure. Zarbon walks up to Vegeta and says he can't wait to have him join Raditz. Vegeta just scoffs at this. Quicker than Zarbon can even realize, Vegeta draws his hand back and then penetrates it right through Zarbon's chest. Then stretching his hand out, launching a blast that eradicates Midoriya. Then pulling his hand out of Zarbon and then launching a blast that kills him. Nappa simply lifts up a hand too, with the entire area being surrounded by his ki. The room they're in blows up and all the soldiers die too. The only person left there is Frieza, looking a bit stunned and angered, but he kind of expected this to happen. So the Saiyans grew stronger. Not a problem. Even with that newfound strength, they can't be on his level. They might have defeated his soldiers that easily, but they're way weaker than him. And Vegeta says he's right. They're not going to fight Frieza. As much as he'd love to be the one to kill Frieza himself, that's actually Kakarot's job, and he's going to love to see what Kakarot's become. Goku then simply walks up to Frieza. He could tell that no matter what, they're not going to stop hunting them down now. Frieza either is going to kill them all, or try to take Gohan again. And Goku's not going to let either of those things happen. So Frieza's left him no choice. Even though he didn't care about Frieza enough in the first place to even try and fight him, it's a necessity now. As he walks towards Frieza, a golden ki surrounds him. His hair then stands up, flickering into a golden color. There's an explosion of ki, and Goku fully transforms into a Super Saiyan. Frieza then stumbles backwards, even tripping and falling down. He's left speechless. The fear that he's feeling, it completely takes over his body. Goku hasn't even attacked yet, he's just transformed. But this was enough to make Frieza quake in fear. Goku walks closer, and Frieza quickly ups his power and jumps back, instantly transforming to his final form, not even going into the other stages. The power even exceeds Vegeta and Nappa's expectations, but they can see that Kakarot's still above him. He continues walking towards Frieza unfazed. Is that really all he has? He does want to fight Frieza at full power after all. Vegeta urges Goku to just kill him right now, but Goku says he at least wants to give him a fair chance at fighting, and he wants to see the extent of his strength. Goku continues walking towards Frieza as Frieza tries to get to his full power state, trying to do it in a hurry, but Goku's actually giving him the time to do so. Vegeta and Nappa hear some ships above them, and tell Kakarot to have fun fighting Frieza. It seems some reinforcements have arrived. Alarms must have went off when the base blew up. They'll fend off these Frieza Force soldiers and let Goku deal with Frieza alone. But as the ships land on the ground, one of them opens a hatch below it, launching a giant laser. completely razing whatever's left of the base trying to kill Vegeta and Nappa. Of course, the blast does nothing to them, but then their stomachs drop as they see all the ships around them have been destroyed, including the one they used to get here. Well, that's not too big of a problem. I mean, they could just steal one of the other ships. It just kinda sucks because that ship was their fastest way out of here, and it was better. Vegeta gives Nappa a new order. Kill all these soldiers, but leave that ship alone. They're gonna need it for themselves. Frieza's transformation completes, and Goku begins fighting him. And Frieza is pretty powerful, but there's a clear edge in power for Goku. King Kai's even in his head telling Goku he should have just finished it off right away. But Goku actually feels confident here. First of all, from a raw power standpoint, he is stronger. It's pretty much the same difference we saw in the Namek arc, although there's some key differences here too. For one, Goku is at full strength. He hasn't lost any stamina, hasn't gotten any injuries, nothing. And he actually does kind of know how to use Super Saiyan here. Obviously, he's only had it for a few days, so he doesn't have perfect control on it, but he has better control than he would have on Namek. He has a more clear mind and actually has some idea of how the form works. Again, it's not much, but it does help make a little bit of a difference. But with Frieza at his full power, he does stand a way better chance than before, but he's still not going to win. Their fight takes place on a massive scale. While Vegeta and Nappa fight off the rest of the Frieza force, Goku and Frieza fight around the entire planet. And slowly the gap begins growing wider and wider. Goku's skill and power ensures a victory here. Frieza tries everything he can, but no matter how he fights, no matter what he does, nothing works. This Super Saiyan is just as fearsome as he expected. Did he exist this entire time? Why did he never see Goku before? Why did he never come to get Gohan then? Frieza just tells Goku he should have slaughtered his child when he had the chance. But that time will come soon enough. He'll kill the Super Saiyan here. Then, he'll go to Earth. He'll kill Gohan too. They'll have a nice family reunion in hell. They can meet up with Raditz, Vegeta and Nappa too. Frieza assures Goku that he's not going to make it off here alive. Although, talking like this is kind of a mistake. The threat that Frieza made really just reassures Goku. Frieza needs to go no matter what. Even if Raditz is dead, which he doesn't know for sure, Goku is glad that Gohan's finally safe, and lets Frieza know he's not going to lay another finger on him. That threat he made to Earth really does piss him off too, and Goku realizes how much of a hand Frieza has in all of this. He's the one who set all these events in motion. If it wasn't for Frieza, the Saiyans would have never come to Earth to find Goku. They wouldn't have needed his help. They wouldn't have kidnapped Gohan. And then there's Frieza's direct involvement too, even taking Gohan for himself at some point. Of course, the Saiyans do hold a lot of blame too, but Frieza deserves just as much. Frieza hates being talked down to. This monkey's making a mockery of him. The anger within him bubbles up. Somewhere across the planet, Vegeta and Nappa finish off the last Frieza Force soldier. But then the entire planet starts shaking, and they see a large wave of ki coming towards them from the distance. Goku isn't sure what Frieza's trying to do, but he's just expelling all of his power. It's a pathetic last-ditch attempt to kill him, but he has to get Frieza to stop, otherwise the whole planet will explode. The wave of ki circles the entire planet. Vegeta and Nappa are able to dodge it. But then they look back and see, in Frieza's rage, he leveled the entire planet. Nothing's left, including the ship that they were trying to use to get back. There's no remains of the base. You wouldn't even realize that people were on this planet. They might be kinda screwed now. And Goku can tell that's the extent of Frieza's power. That's the last thing that he's gonna do. He calls Frieza a coward. Of course, his strength was amazing, but it's a shame he can't fight fairly, or be a good person for that matter. Goku ends up defeating Frieza, and he's not given a second chance. Frieza does die here. Goku does want to head home, and he knows that if he left Frieza alive, he'd just show up there anyways. But he's glad that's over, and he's glad that he also got to test out Super Saiyan. He flies back over to Vegeta and Nappa and sees that, well, there's nothing left. And they look just as concerned as him. Goku checks his pockets, thinking that he turned the ship into a capsule, but no, he never got the opportunity to. They were captured and forced to land and escorted off the ship. He never got the chance to turn it back into a capsule. And there's no other ships left. Frieza blew them all up on accident. Vegeta and Nappa are glad that he got to kill Frieza, but what are they supposed to do now? They're stranded here. Well, Goku thinks maybe there's a chance they can get home. He doesn't say this out loud, but the Dragon Balls on Earth can bring him back, right? Well, no. He has the 4-star ball. So Shenron's not going to be able to do anything because they don't have a full set. It's not like Namek can do anything either. Of course, they only take 3 months instead of 1 year to recharge, but even with the shorter recharge time, that's way too long. They were just used hours ago. Vegeta wants to try and contact someone too, but doesn't know who. They can't get any help from the Frieza Force, and they don't know if Raditz is even alive. Even if he is, they don't know where to find him, or how to get a hold of him. Goku sits down on the ground, thinking over things. He's content that all this is over and he doesn't need to worry about Frieza anymore, and Gohan's back home safely. And he acts surprisingly casual about this issue. Yeah, they're stranded here, but he feels like they can make it off. Thankfully, Vegeta and Nappa didn't take much damage, and Goku has some Sendus on him too, so he takes one for himself just in case. That also solves the food issue because he's going to be full for days now. Well, if those other Frieza Force soldiers arrived, others might come too. There's gotta be others that responded to that signal. They wait hours and hours and nothing comes. Goku even tries to contact Krillin, but he's lost contact. Vegeta theorizes that this base has something in space that jams connections like that. Anything that's not recognized won't be sent through. It's not like they could use the scouter either because that's going to go directly to the Frieza Force. But that might actually work. They just need to steal someone else's ship. So maybe broadcasting their location is a good thing. So Nappa gets on his scouter and yells out to everybody. And not long after, help does arrive. 5 space pods land nearby, and it's the Ginyu Force. A while back, this would have been a big threat for Vegeta and Nappa, and they still kind of are, especially Ginyu himself. But with Goku's help there too, they're not really a problem. The Ginyu force is killed, and they steal their ships. These ships are going to be a lot slower than the one Goku had, and even a lot slower than the ones that were there before. These are just simple attack balls, so they're not going to go that fast. But Vegeta programs all of them to go to Earth, so at least they could return there. So they each get on the ships, finally leaving this planet, but it's going to take some time before they get back. Out in space though, more people got the SOS signal. King Cold eventually does decide to look into it too, realizing that something happened with Frieza. Learning about Frieza's death and trying to figure out who actually caused it. But he's not the only one who got that signal. Much to Raditz's surprise, he hears the SOS on his scouter. It was broadcasted to everyone after all. And he recognized the voice. It was Nappa's. He tried to respond, but Nappa didn't call back. And he's completely unaware of what's going on right now because he kinda did desert the Frieza Force. Right now he's on a completely separate planet, far removed from everything else. He's still looking into those myths about Super Saiyans and Ancient Saiyans that Vegeta had, taking some of their leads and landing up on this planet. It seems Frieza's already doing something to Vegeta and Nappa, trying to kill them. And Raditz knows he's probably next. But he wonders what's going to happen with Gohan, or Kakarot for that matter. But whatever it is, he's not too concerned right now because Frieza will be gone soon enough. From what Vegeta and Nappa were researching, apparently there's a rumor that there's a Saiyan sealed away somewhere. It seems very outlandish, just some sort of stupid myth that they tell kids maybe. But so is the Super Saiyan, that's just another myth like that. They've gathered all the info they could on this, and it did take a while. And luckily Raditz did have some of that info too. He doesn't really have any other choices at this point, and he doubts this is going to lead anywhere, but he hopes it does. He explores this planet even more, finding all sorts of strange things, ancient ruins, destroyed remains of other civilizations, all sorts of weird stuff that makes it look like this planet did have people on it a while ago, but it's completely barren now. He wonders what went on to even cause this and how it ties to Ancient Saiyans. Was there some sort of Ancient Saiyan actually sealed away somewhere? It can't be true. But Raditz stumbles upon a strange structure. There's something written on it in a language that he can't read. Even if it's some sort of warning, it's not like he's going to heed it anyways. Raditz feels like he has nothing to lose at this point. Whatever he's about to unleash, it might be kind of dangerous. But who cares? He just wants Frieza to be gone. No matter what happens, Raditz feels like he's just marching towards his death anyways. If Frieza killed the other two Saiyans, they're coming after him next. And no matter how strong he's grown with Gohan, it's not going to be nearly enough. He's not stupid enough to think that it would be. So this might be dangerous, but even if it kills him, it doesn't matter. Because he knows that this will stick it to Frieza. He breaks the structure, trying to break whatever seals around it. He doesn't know what the seal is, who made it, or why they made it, and what it's sealing. But it has something to do with Ancient Saiyans, and he wants to figure out what. Could it be the secret to his Super Saiyan? Could it be some forbidden knowledge about Ancient Saiyans that Raditz could use? Could it be some sort of person? Either way, he needs to know. The seal's broken, and Raditz feels an ominous presence, but he doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. Was this just a dead end? Whatever seal he broke, there was nothing behind it. This whole structure was built for nothing? Of course this was a waste of time. Raditz turns around to leave, but then feels that presence grow stronger, that weird ominous feeling that he had. It's growing more prevalent, but he realizes that it's not just a feeling in his gut, it's actually him sensing something. He turns around and sees a mysterious red glow, as something, or someone, begins materializing in front of him. When it fully materializes, Raditz can see that it's some sort of man. Clearly a Saiyan, he even has the tail, but he's being restrained by something too. The Saiyan opens his eyes, looking directly at Raditz. So it was a person that was sealed away. But who is this guy? Why was he sealed away? He's glad that the rumors led somewhere, but he wonders what's going to come of this. The man steps down from where he materialized, not saying anything. There's a muzzle on his face too, so it's not like he could say anything. He simply glares at Raditz, with Raditz feeling an immense amount of fear just from that glare. But the Saiyan doesn't attack him. He simply just walks past Raditz. And Raditz follows closely behind trying to talk to the guy, but he says nothing back. Raditz doesn't really know what else to say, but he says who he is and why he's here, telling this guy that he's a fellow Saiyan. He freed him because they need help. The Saiyans are on the verge of extinction, and he's their last resort. They need to get rid of Frieza. Otherwise, they're both dead. Frieza probably would have come here too to try and destroy this guy. Raditz doesn't know if Frieza actually knew about this rumor, but either way, he probably would have found out eventually. They have a common goal. They need to fight against a common enemy. But he doesn't have a clue who this mysterious Saiyan is. Hopefully he does join Raditz's side though. Unbeknownst to Raditz, he unsealed a dangerous Ancient Saiyan. An Ancient Saiyan named Cumber. And this is where we'll leave off for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to see more parts of this series or if you just want to help out the channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.